Good morning, children. As we have finished the chapter till your page number 17, today we'll go further for the explanation and we'll be reading and explaining page number 18. Till now, we have seen, children, how Mrs. Donovan had lost her dog and she refused to take care of any other dog. She said she won't be now it won't be possible to replace her dog with another dog. So then one day the narrator, the veterinary doctor, he got a phone call from Mr. Halliday, and he took him to a place where they had found a skinny dog who was almost about to die. His condition was pathetic. So on that spot, Halliday and the veterinary doctor, they are talking to each other. Now Halliday, he hesitated for a moment and he said that he was thankful that the doctor came along, and now he expect that the doctor want to put this dog, poor thing, out of his misery right away. Now the narrator, he says, I continued to run my hand over the head and ears while I thought for a moment. Yes, I suppose. So we would never find a home for him in this state. It's the kindest thing to do. Anyway, push the door wide open so that I can get a proper look at him. So the narrator said, no, I'll just take him. Let me first see what's the condition of that dog. In the improved light, when he saw improved light means in that very bright light, he saw the narrator, he examined him more thoroughly. Perfect teeth was perfect, children. Well proportioned limbs were also well proportioned, with a fringe of yellow hair, and he had a beautiful yellow colored hair on his body. I put my stethoscope on his chest, and as I listened to the slow, strong thudding of the heart, the dog again put his paw on my hand. And the dog, he just had put his paw on the doctor's hand, the narrator's hand, as he started keeping the stethoscope on the dog's chest. I turned to Mr. Halliday. You know, Inspector, inside this bag of bones there's a lovely golden retriever. I wish there was some way of letting him out. And the narrator said that Mr. Halliday, inside this very bag of bones, this very phrase is for the dog. He's so skinny. Only you have heard, children, you read it, children, in the earlier pages, that when they saw the dog, it was only as if the bones were wrapped with a thin layer of skin. So he said, this bag of bones, there's a lovely golden retriever. If it is taken care of, if it is fed properly, then it will turn into a beautiful golden retriever, healthy and strong dog. I wish there was some way of letting him out. As I spoke, I noticed there was more than one figure in the door opening. So as the doctor and Mr. Halliday, they were talking, they saw somebody getting in, one figure in the door opening, a pair of black pebble eyes, the same Mrs. Donovan. The pebble eyes were peering intently. Peering means they were gazing inside intently at the dog from behind the inspector's back. The other spectators had remained in the lane. So there were many more spectators, children. They just were there itself in the lane. They never entered. Only and only Mrs. Donovan went inside. The other spectators had remained in the lane, but Mrs. Donovan's curiosity had been too much for her. I continued conversationally as though I hadn't seen her. And the narrator, he kept on continuing his conversation with Mr. Halliday and showing as if he has not noticed Mrs. Donovan getting inside the room. You know what this dog needs? First of all, is a good shampoo to clean his matted coat. So doctor, the narrator, he said that he knew that Mrs. Donovan had got in. So he just to let Mrs. Donovan know about it, whatever he wanted to, he just said that, as he said, there should be somebody, if this dog is given a nice wash with a good shampoo, then his matted coat, that is the skin of the dog, the hairs and all, it will be cleaned, and it will just come out to be a very, very beautiful dog. Yes, and then he wants a long course of some really strong condition powders. So you remember, children, the powder, the Mrs. Donovan usually used to talk about powder and good condition shampoo. She knew more about it, children, and she kept on talking and telling others that she was the only one who could just go for these shampoos and the powders and all. She was the only one she had. What's that? The inspector looked startled. There's no doubt about it. I said it's the only hope for him. But where are you going to find such things? Really powerful enough, I mean. I sighed and straightened up. Ah, well, I suppose there's nothing else for it. I would better put him to sleep right away. I'll get the things from my cart. And then finally, the narrator said that there's no doubt about it. It's the only hope for him. But where are you going to find such things? Really powerful enough, I mean. I sighed and straightened up. He just sighed, the narrator sighed, and he straightened up and he said, well, I suppose there's nothing else for it. I'd better put him to sleep right away. I'll get the things from my cart. So he said, but nothing is there to just do the first aid I can give, and that is I can just take the things out from my car and I'll give him the first aid first. When I got back to the shed, Mrs. Donovan was already inside examining the dog, and this was the doctor just wanted to just let Mrs. Donovan know about whatever they are talking. Now, as soon as he returned with his things from his car, he saw Mrs. Donovan was already inside examining the dog. Look, she said excitedly, pointing to a name roughly scratched on the collar, and there was on the collar the name was there of the owner of the dog. It's a bit like Rex, isn't it? That name. You know, Mrs. Donovan, now you mention it. It is. It's very like Rex, the way it comes off your tongue. I nodded seriously. So it was not the name of the owner, it was the name of the dog. It was written Roy. It's a bit like Rex. So it sounded like Rex. You know, Mrs. Donovan, now you mentioned it, it's very like Rex, the way it comes off your tongue. I nodded seriously. And finally, the doctor, he said that it's very much like Rex. It's Roy sounds very much like Rex, and it comes off your tongue very, very beautifully. She stood silent for a few moments, obviously in the grip of a deep emotion. Then she burst out, can I have him? I can make him better. I know I can. Please, please let me have him. And finally, Mrs. Donovan, she just pleaded that she wants to have the dog. Well, I don't know, I said. It's really up to the inspector. You'll have to get his permission. So finally, the doctor said, it is not on me. It is only you have to take the permission of the inspector, that is Mr. Halliday. Halliday looked at her in bewilderment, mixed emotions, children, very surprised and happy too. Then he said, excuse me, madam, and drew me to one side. We walked a few yards through the long grass and stopped under a tree. Mr. Harriet, he whispered, I don't know what's going on here, but I just can't pass over an animal in this condition. to anybody who has a casual whim. So he just said, when they walked a few yards through the long grass and stopped under a tree, Mr. Halliday, the inspector, he just said, Mr. Harriet, to the doctor, I don't know what's going on here, but I just can't pass over an animal in this condition to anybody who has a casual whim. So I can't just pass it or give it to anybody who has a casual whim. That is, who has already, the person is the person never likes the animals, to keep the animals and all. The poor beggars had one bad break already. I think it's enough. The poor beggars had one bad break already. Beggar is for this dog. I think it's enough. This woman doesn't look like a suitable person. And this woman, she won't be able to keep this dog or take care of this dog. Already this poor dog, he had one bad break. His condition is pathetic now. I held up a hand. Believe me, Inspector, you have nothing to worry about. She's a funny old stick, but she's been sent from heaven today. If anybody is Deroby can give this dog a new life, it's her. So finally, the doctor said that I just believe in her. She is the only one. Believe me, Inspector, he made him rest assured that, Inspector, she is the one. She has been sent from heaven today. She is the only one who can give this dog a new life. Sorry. Halliday still looked very doubtful. But I still don't get it. What was all that stuff about him? Needing shampoos and condition powders? Oh, never mind about that. I'll tell you some other time. What he needs is lots of good grub, care, and affection, and that's just what he'll get. So, Mr. Halliday, he said that it is very doubtful for me. I don't get it. What was all that stuff about him needing shampoos and condition powders? How can this lady, he was unsure that this lady won't be able to provide with him of all these things. So the doctor said, never mind about that. I'll tell you some other time. I'll tell you the story some other time. He wanted to share the same story, children, how Mrs. Donovan had lost her dog. And he said, I'll tell you another time. What he needs is lots of good grub, care, and affection. Now, he needs good grub, that is food, and care, affection, and that's just what he'll get. You can take my word for it. So, all right, you seem very sure. Halliday looked at me for a second or two, then turned and walked over to the eager little figure by the shed. I had never before been deliberately on an outlook for Mrs. Donovan. She had just cropped up where I happened to be. But now I scanned the streets of Deroby anxiously day by day without sighting her. We'll end up the lecture here, children. So this was for your page number 18. Tomorrow again we have last very page 19, and we'll end up the lesson, the explanation. You can see, children, the in the last very para, the narrator is telling that he had been deliberately looking for Mrs. Donovan. He had been expecting that Mrs. Donovan should hear him, and she should be the one who should be anxious to take the dog into her custody and take care of it. So today we end up with this, and then tomorrow we'll go for the rest part of the lesson, and then I'll sit for the question and answers and homework, children. Thank you and good day.